to another Nitro Type video. In today's video, I'll be showing off all of the extensions that I use for Nitro Type. Starting off with the Nitro Type Startrack Leaderboard integration. This extension was made by Super Julesy and Captain Leverage. What this extension does is it implements the Nitro Type leaderboards into Nitro Type, imported from Startrack. So you can see here, it updates about twice every day, I believe. It has the season, the 24-hour. I don't think the 60-minute one works, but it also works for teams, as you can see here. And implements the tab for leaderboards like it used to be back in the past. So that's the first extension. Let me move on to the next one. Now, the next extension that I use is the Startrack Bot Hunter. Now, this isn't a publicly available extension. Only a few people are allowed to have it. Pretty much, you see this tab right here, you can turn it off, turn on. Once this is on every single race that you do, it gets sent directly to Startrack's database, and from there we can observe in-race patterns to determine if people in that race are botting, and it helps our algorithms as well. So pretty much all this data you see here, just the player data, not the bot data, but like you can see here, it'll be sent to Startrack, and that's what the Bot Hunter does. It's a pretty simple explanation there. On to the next extension. The next extension that I'm planning to showcase is the Top Racer and Team Badge extension, also made by Super Julesy. It's very similar to the leaderboard integration, except it reintroduces top 3, top 10, top 50, top 100, and top 300 badges into Nitro Type. So as you can see here, and it's for the last 7 days, and it's based off the leaderboard cycle I described earlier. You can see here, top 1 racer, and then for teams, it's top 3, obviously, top 10, all of those, as you can see, and it works on the profiles, the garages, it'll load in for leagues, for teams as well, as you can see here. And yeah, it's almost exactly like how the top 3 badges were back in the day, except obviously you can't see it on the track, but hopefully that will be in a future update. That's the plan, at least. On to the next extension. The next extension that I have to show off is the Nitro Type Racer Info tab. As you can see here, made by Internet Typer. And what this one does is it shows extra racer info, the username, the cars owned, nitros used, the longest session they have, their current level, which is including the first 36, or the first initial levels of the season, their experience for the season, their car ID, and which car they are using. And you can move it around, you can hide it, you can look at it again, turn it to light mode, all that. And yeah, that's what that extension does. Let's move on to the next one. The next extension I'd like to showcase is the Nitro Type Race Result Enhancements one. Now, what this one does is it gives you extra data at the end of a race. Specifically, how many points you earn that race, and how many words you nitroed. So in this instance, this person nitroed a 5-character word, and you can see the points. They got 174 points, I got 154. Now, how points work is it's based off your words per minute and accuracy. I believe the formula is you take your words per minute, you divide it by 2, and then you add that by 100, and then you multiply it by the accuracy divided by 100. Pretty much. That's how points work. Like the accuracy divided by 100. Yeah, that's about all that extension does. Moving on to the next one. Now, what this next script does is the Nitro Type Flag Check Startrack and NTL tracker, pretty much. And what this one does is it shows you if this user is flagged on Startrack or NTL. As you can see here, the people in the green are not flagged. The people in the red are flagged on Startrack, and then the people that are orange are flagged on Nitro Type Leaderboard, just Tommy's. Yeah, if it's red, they're flagged. And I don't know if it shows it here, but if they're yellow, here, let me see. I'll probably get some in my league, as you can see here. But yellow means they aren't tracked on Startrack at all, pretty much, or have never been tracked on there, as you can see here. So that's what that extension does. Moving on to the next one. Next extension that I have to show is another info tab one, but this one has a little bit different data, last login and last race. So what this one does is, here, let's go to someone's public profile. Here, let's do this person. And what this one will do, it's similar to the other tab, except it shows their last login date and when they did their last race, and then of course it shows their Nitro use in session and username. But really, it's the login data that makes it different from this one down here. As you can see, can't move this one, but that's fine pretty much. But yeah, that's what that extension does, just like a little quality of life thing. And moving on to the next one here. The next extension I would like to showcase is the Startrack WS Logger, which is made by Daymare. Now, this script basically shows a bunch of racer data, all in the race. At the moment, though, it currently doesn't work anymore because of the radio update from December 6th. But here you can see here what it used to look like. Basically, it used to show your average words per minute, high speed, your class number, your session, total race count. Let's see, what is this? Nitros used, how many errors you had, and like how many mistakes you made, pretty much. It showed a lot of data. It was a very useful extension, but unfortunately, the NitroType, how they updated the GUI system, makes it so it doesn't work anymore. So that's a little unfortunate, but that's another extension that I use, and it's very useful, but it doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. Now, this extension I don't use very often. It's the FriendList Exporter. This is created by Internet Typer, and what it does is pretty much you can just export your friends list. I don't really use this that often, but it is something that I do have, and I remember I wanted to use it for something, I can't remember, but I don't really use it anymore, but it's still a cool extension to have. So now what this one does is the NitroType Race Enhancement one. This was also made by Internet Typer. He makes a lot of good ones, so definitely check out his channel. I'll make sure to link it in the description. Along with all of these extensions, I'll link. So what this one does is it's basically a customizer. So I just push Control Q, and you can see all these settings here. Custom race settings enabled. Auto reload. It's kind of a bad auto reloader because no matter like whatever you put this at, it doesn't work for some reason. It only reloads every 1 second, so I don't really use it. Perfect nitros, which basically highlights the longest word in the text. Rainbow text, it just makes it a bunch of different colors. You can change the color of the text. You can change the background colors. You can see here of the text as well, like what it looks like behind. And then this one is the most important one for me, is the race text zoom. So basically you can change how big the text look, and then you can also change the font, as you can see here. So here, let me try and demonstrate what the different text sizes look like. For me, this is the most important feature of it. So I like to keep it at 27, but you can see here, you can change it. Here, let me just do a race. Now this works if you like have another extension and you want it to be more zoomed out. Personally, I don't like it that much, so I'm just gonna put it back to what I like it normally at. But obviously it changes if you have single line or multi-line. I keep it at multi-line usually. But yeah, that's what that extension does, and I think it's a really good customizer to have, and I highly recommend it. Of course, it'll be in the description, and of course, toggle it off, Control Q, and yeah. That's that extension. And now finally, the last and probably most important extension to me is the NitroType Race Stats extension. This was made by Tunity. I've seen this everywhere. It's been around for years and years and years. And this is probably the best extension to have at the moment. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen here, there is all this information here, and it's so helpful to have, especially when you're in a big session or something. So it shows your total race count. It used to show season races. Obviously, they removed that. in Season 57, or when they started doing events. So that doesn't work anymore. Current session, it shows you that much. Team races, which updates every 10 minutes in the Team API updates. That's what Startrack uses for their batches, and it also so it updates here as well. Season points doesn't show that anymore for the same reason. Average speed for the last 10 races, it updates this every single time after every race. And average accuracy for the last 10 races, it shows here as well. It shows your season progress, what the next prize will be. It shows like your mystery box, how much cash you have. And then it shows your daily challenges. And I think this extension, everybody should have. I think it's very useful. Obviously, the one caveat is you have to be on like 80% zoom to see it during the race. But personally, I think it's so useful just to know, like, because like when you want to look at your average, you don't have to stop and look every single time like that. So just having it there conveniently is very, very helpful. And I believe that's all the extensions that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was informative, and like I said, all the extensions will be linked in the description below, so make sure to check those out. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.